Good evening, good evening. Another sellout, 1,000 people. And I know you all came to hear from me, right? Actually, it's great to be Rod Rosenstein's warm-up act. Rod, I'm going to get them all warmed up for you. Thank you for joining us tonight to support the Greater Baltimore Committee, the leading business organization in Maryland. I am very, very proud to be your chairman. Our annual meetings are a celebration of the GBC's legacy and the work that the GBC and all of you do with us to make the Baltimore region thrive and prosper. We celebrate our efforts even as we face challenging times and unexpected events. We certainly had a couple of those this past year. But working together, we overcame them and moved forward. I want to thank my friend Mayor Jack Young, with whom I have worked for many years, for stepping in and being a great mayor, providing stability and direction to city government at a challenging time. Welcome to your new role, Mr. Mayor. The GBC and I stand ready to assist you in any way we can. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Mayor Young and I believe that Baltimore can be and should be the greatest, safest city in America, and working with you, we will make it so. You can applaud for that too. Great day. I see Mark Weller here. Great day at Port Covington. Good job, Mark. Good job. The Greater Baltimore region is the economic engine of Maryland. We should never forget that. We should be proud of that. The GBC's core mission is to help grow the economy and create jobs to support that economic engine. Tonight, I am pleased to highlight several new initiatives that the GBC has undertaken to ensure that the Greater Baltimore region remains an attractive place for our citizens, businesses, innovators, employers, students, and visitors. Last year, how many were here last year and heard my remarks last year? Good. Thank you. I was very proud to talk about the wonderful institutions that we're so lucky to have in Baltimore that make Baltimore a very special place. Tonight, I reflect on some of the people that we're so lucky to have in Baltimore, many of whom are on our GBC board. You saw some of the names up there on the screen. There are other board members who are not up for election. I reflect on the great work they do every day in their companies and institutions. They are working on important initiatives with us at the GBC. We're very lucky to have many special people in the Baltimore region. Let me tell you about 4 work groups that are led by 4 very special people on our GBC board. I'm very proud of the work that they do. These initiatives demonstrate what we are doing, where we are going, and why that work is important. The first is a work group led by Marianne Scully, who is terrific. Marianne is over here, our vice chair, and is the chairman. You can applaud for Marianne Scully. Howard Bank. It was really an idea that Ron Daniels had, and Marianne is carrying it forward. In order to develop a clear and cohesive economic development strategy for Baltimore City, I appointed a work group to develop what we are calling Baltimore's Blueprint for Economic Success. This is a roadmap to improve the delivery of economic development in Baltimore City. Sort of a business plan, but more than that. Led by Marianne, who's doing a great job, this work group is developing recommendations to enhance and complement the efforts of the Baltimore Development Corporation and others around the federally mandated Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. The work group has identified several key strategies to encourage inclusive economic development. Here's a few. Establishing appropriate goals for both long and short-term results, and creating metrics to track continuous improvement. Growing by focusing on the retention and expansion of existing business and making investments in people and their skills. To accomplish these goals with our public sector partners, the GBC will establish a transparent process to track progress in achieving these goals and strategies, continue to act as an external check on progress in meeting the plan's goals, establish a network of GBC member organizations to serve as mentors for businesses, especially those which lack in-house expertise or connections for growth financing, assist the city in developing a robust technical assistance program, including a modern-day, state-of-the-art small business resource center, and provide ongoing professional technical assistance to those starting or growing a business in Baltimore, and work to ensure that financing is available. The work group's final report will be issued soon, but it will continue to work. It won't be a report on the shelf. It'll be an ongoing process led by Mary Ann. Thank you, Mary Ann. Another promising GBC project is the Baltimore Regional Workforce Development Initiative, headed by Calvin Butler. Where's Calvin? Right? Calvin, we got you. Our vice chair, the president of BGE. Calvin is a great friend and a colleague, really a brother. He does so much every day to help the community. Thank you, Calvin. Led by Calvin, the Regional Workforce Development Work Group is examining the region's future workforce needs in high-growth, high-demand industries and identifying the skills that will be required to meet those needs over the next 10 years. They are developing an inventory of the education and training programs throughout the region that prepare workers for the occupations of the future. Subsequent analysis of this inventory will determine where training and skill gaps exist and offer recommendations to align programs and systems with the skill profiles of future job opportunities. We will work to ensure that the region's high-growth industries have a pipeline of highly skilled workers who can contribute to the region's future economic stability and growth. Thank you, Calvin Butler. Thank you, BG. Where's Bill McCarthy, Catholic Charities? Bill McCarthy. A third project led by the great Bill McCarthy, Executive Director of Associated Catholic Charities, has been studying the prospects for a new or revitalized Baltimore Arena. And this is really where the GBC came in 64 years ago. Baltimore should have a world-class arena where athletic events, family shows, musical performances can be had for a regional audience. Bill's work group is studying cost and feasibility of renovating the existing Royal Farms arena and examining several developers' concepts for other arenas in other parts of the city. By the way, Frank Remish does a great job at the Baltimore Arena, and we should all recognize and thank Frank. Thank you, Frank Remish. Much more to come from Bill McCarthy. Thank you, Bill. A fourth work group is led by Charlie Monk. Saul Ewing, where's Charlie? Where's Saul Ewing? There you go, Charlie. Former chairman of the Greater Baltimore Committee. Thank you, Charlie. This is a new work group we just established to lead a government and ethics reform work group. They will review and make recommendations on proposed charter amendments and needed changes to the city's ethics laws to ensure that Baltimore City is a national model of government effectiveness and the highest ethical standards. We know there's some legislation pending at the City Council. We'll be working with them. The GBC is always looking forward, and with that in mind, while significant attention is being paid to the presidential election, please bear in mind that 2020 is also an election year for the Mayor and City Council of Baltimore. The primary election is less than a year from today, April 28th, 2020. Strong elected leadership is the foundation of a stable and efficient government that promotes economic growth and competitiveness. It is critically important that we elect good leaders. Elections matter. Whether you own a business in the city, employ city residents, or you live in the city, it is important that you educate yourself and participate in the election. Those of you who have business operations outside the city limits also have an interest in the Baltimore City elections as well. Tonight, I issue a call to action. The GBC will provide background on the candidates regarding their qualifications and policy positions. We will host candidate forums for the mayoral and city council races to provide an opportunity for you to hear from them and engage with them directly. The GBC does not endorse candidates for public office and does not financially support candidates, but we have an important role and responsibility to play to inform the business community as you make your decisions on these candidates. We plan to fulfill that role and responsibility with vigor. I ask you to encourage your company to participate actively in GBC-sponsored election-related events. Urge your employees to register to vote and to vote. Vote early. Maybe not often, but early. Sorry, Rod. And share information about the candidates with your employees. We need your help to assure that our elected officials have the qualities needed to provide strong and effective leadership for our city. Your presence here tonight exemplifies the strong private sector support that exists in our region. As you leave here tonight, remember that as GBC members, we stand united to find solutions and establish policies that will improve the business climate of the Baltimore region. We will work together for a strong, competitive region that will grow, prosper, and continue to be the economic engine of Maryland. Let's get to work. Thank you very much. Back to Don.